Hi everyone and welcome to this video. My name is Robert and I'm the General Director of Studies at ILS. Today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics, that is conditionals. Let's have a look, when do we use conditionals? If there is a condition and we fulfill it, there is going to be a result. So if I do something, there will be an outcome. Let's have a look at an example. If I explain conditionals well, you will know them forever. If I don't explain the topic well, you will not understand it. I will try to do my best to explain this topic to you in the most concise and logical way, so that you will understand it and it will stay with you forever. We have 5 different conditionals. These are the zero conditional, the first conditional, the second conditional, the third conditional, and the mixed conditionals. We are going to start with the zero conditional. This is what we use for general truth and scientific facts. How do we construct it? In all cases, we have 2 parts of the sentence. There is an if clause and there is a main clause. The if clause describes what if we do something. If, for example, if you heat water, it boils. The result is described in the main clause. In the case of the zero conditionals, we use if plus present simple, and in the main clause we use present simple. Let's have a look at a couple more examples. If you press this button, it turns on the notebook. If you add 3 plus 3, you get 6 as the result. Next, we are going to talk about first conditionals. We use first conditionals for possible or likely future events. We construct them a little bit differently. In the if clause, we use the present simple. However, in the main clause, we use will. If we hurry, we will catch the train. If we miss it, there will be another one. If this doesn't work, we will try differently. If I don't practice, I won't win the race. There are some further nuances that I would like to share with you. For example, if we want to use this construction correctly, we should not use will in the if clause. However, there are some exceptions. Let's have a look. If we hurry, we will catch the train. If we will hurry, we will catch the train. This is grammatically incorrect. However, we can use will if we are using it for requests. If you will just wait a sec, I will find help for you. In this case, will is justified because it is used as a synonym for please wait a sec. We can also use the present continuous and present perfect in the if clause. If we are leaving now, we will catch the train. If you have finished, I will turn off the laptop. We can use not only will, but we can use also other modal verbs, such as can or may. Let's have a look. If we hurry, we can catch the train. If we miss it, there may be another one. If this doesn't work, we should try differently. We can also switch up the if clause and the main clause. In most of the cases, we use the if clause as the first part of the sentence. However, we can use the main clause as the first part of the sentence. Here are a couple examples. We will catch the train if we hurry. There may be another one if we miss it. We should try differently if this doesn't work. We can also use the first conditional for offers and suggestions. If you need a hat, I can give you one. If you feel like skiing, we can take our skis. We can also use it for warnings and threats. If you don't dress up, you will fall ill for sure. If you don't say sorry, I will never talk to you again. This brings us to the end of first conditionals and it's time to move on to the second conditionals. The second conditionals are used for impossible present events or unlikely future events. Let's have a look. How do we form these structures? We use the if and past simple in the first part of the sentence, that is the if clause, and we use would in the main clause. If I won the lottery, I would buy a yacht. If we had more time, we wouldn't need to rush. If we weren't late, we would be on time. And if I had a pen, I would sign this paper. We are imagining a certain situation that does not exist, but it might exist in the future. Let's have a look. How do we use correctly the second conditional? If I won the lottery, I would buy a yacht. Just as in the first conditional we cannot use will in the if clause, here we shouldn't use would. Let's have a look. If I'd win, or I would win the lottery, I would buy a yacht. This is not correct. However, we can also use would if we are using it for requests. If you would like to come in, Joan will see you now. We can use would in this case because we use it as a synonym for please come in. Then there is an important topic that I have to mention with the past form of the verb to be, was or were. Which one should be used? If she was taller, she wouldn't need a ladder. If she were taller, she wouldn't need a ladder. Both of them are correct, and you can use them based on your preference. However, if I use if I was rude, I'm sorry, or if I were rude, I would say sorry, there is a slight difference in meaning. In the first case, if I was rude, I actually believe that I was rude. In the second case, I don't believe in it, and that's why I don't really want to say sorry. We can use would, and we can use other modal verbs with the second conditional. Here are a couple examples. If I won the lottery, I would buy a yacht. If I won the lottery, I could buy a yacht. If I won the lottery, I might buy a yacht. And also, we can switch up the first and the second part of the sentence. We would go if we had more time. They could buy a car if they saved up. I might sign this if I had a pen. Now, it's time to move on to the third conditional. The third conditional is used for things that never happened in the past, and we imagine some results. Of course, these are not real. We use if plus the past perfect, and in the main clause we use would have. If I had had a phone, I would have called you. If you had bought it, you would have become broke. If she had won the race, she would have gotten $1,000. We use the past perfect, so in the if clause we use had plus the past participle. And then, just as with the previous conditionals, we cannot use would both in the if clause and in the main clause, even if we are using it for requests. It's not correct to say, if I would have had a phone, I would have called you. So please refrain from such usage. The third conditional can also be used with different modals. We can put, for example, would, could, might. If I had had a phone, I would have called you. If I had had a phone, I could have called you. If I had had a phone, I might have called you. And of course, we can also switch up. The main clause can come first, and the if clause can come second. I could have called you if I had had a phone. I might have called you if I had had a phone. She would have gotten $1,000 if she had won the race. Now it's time to move on to the mixed conditionals. The mixed conditionals mix different conditionals in one sentence. Let's have a look at these examples. If you had started saving earlier, you would be a millionaire by now. In this sentence, in the if clause, we use the third conditional, whereas in the main clause, we use the second conditional. If she was or were more attentive, she would have spotted them. Can you find out what conditionals are used in this sentence? Let us know in the comments below. In the mixed conditionals, I would also once again remind you that depending on whether you believe what you are saying or you don't, you might use different variations of the verb to be. If I were rude, I would say, I'm sorry. I don't really agree with the fact that I was rude. However, if I say, if I was rude, I'm sorry, it means that I believe that I was rude and I truly want to say sorry. Now it's your turn to demonstrate what you have learned. I have prepared a couple of sentences for you. They are different conditionals. I would like you to use the words on the top and place them to the right sentences. Pause the video now, and when you're ready, continue. Good luck. I hope that all your answers are correct. Let's go and check. When we hurry, we usually catch the trains. This is an example of the zero conditional. If we hurry, we will catch the train. This is an example of the first conditional. If we hurried, we would catch it. This is an example of the second conditional. If we had hurried, we would have caught it. This is an example of the third conditional. If we were late, we apologize. This is a mixed conditional. If I were you, I would try it differently. This is an example of the second conditional. If you had practiced, you could relax now. This is also an example of the mixed conditional. I hope all your answers were correct and you have learned a lot in this lesson. Друзья, надеюсь, ролик вам был полезен. В описании под роликом есть ссылка на материал, который обязательно поможет вам лучше понять пройденную тему. Подписывайтесь на наш YouTube-канал, пишите все ваши вопросы по теме в комментариях, я обязательно отвечу на все. А еще в описании под роликом вы найдете ссылку, перейдя по которой вы получите крутой подарок от школы ILS.